Children, today the topic which I have taken up is the next chapter from your book Hornbill. The name of the chapter is The Ailing Planet, the Green Movement's Role, and this chapter is written by Nani Palkhiwala. Nani Palkhiwala was born on January 16, 1920 in Mumbai. He took his MA degree with honours in English from the University of Bombay in 1942. He was the director of Tata Iron and Steel Company. He remained a trustee of several public charitable trusts, and he was a member of Forum of Free Enterprise. Nani Palkhiwala was passed away on December 11, 2002. Children, before we discuss with the explanation of the chapter, let us understand the title of the chapter. The title is The Ailing Planet. Children, ailing means sick, and planet here refers to our Mother Earth, the planet Earth. In this chapter, the writer is calling the planet Earth as an ailing planet. Why our Mother Earth? Why this planet is called an ailing planet by the writer? Children, because our Mother Earth is suffering from number of diseases like global warming, ozone layer depletion, environmental problems, and so on. And the condition of the earth shows that it is becoming an ailing planet day by day, and this can be compared to a patient. Now, it says the green movement's role. Now, let us understand what is the role of the green movement. The green movement aims at making people conscious of stopping further degradation and deterioration of nature and its resources. This movement brought a huge change, and this movement gripped the imagination of people. People started realizing what are their moral duties, that they have to preserve, they have to respect their planet Earth at any cost. Otherwise, the survival of human beings is not possible. Now, let us understand the characters of the chapter. The first character is Copernicus, who is a famous mathematician and an astronomer. Children, Copernicus taught mankind in the 16th century that the Earth and the other planets revolve around the Sun. The second character is Mr. L.K. Jha, a member of Branded Commission. Branded Commission was one of the early international commissions which dealt with the questions of ecology and environment. And Mr. L.K. Jha was one of the members of this international commission who was an Indian citizen. The third character is Edgar S. Wooler. He was an American businessman, and he was the chairman and chief executive officer of DuPont from 1989 to 1995. this chapter was initially an article which was written by Nani Palkhiwal, and it got published in the Indian Express on 24th November 1994. This article is a sad commentary on the gradual deterioration of Earth's environment. Our planet Earth is no longer a pleasant place to live in. As I have already discussed that our planet Earth is suffering from number of diseases. So our survival on this planet Earth is becoming impossible day by day. This article suggests that we should try to limit the rise in population, because the population explosion has distorted the future of human society. And the another factor is continuation in poverty. So, we all need to understand that we should respect our mother tongue. We should preserve, we should conserve the natural resources. Otherwise, our survival on this planet Earth will be difficult. Children, let us understand this chapter in detail. In the beginning of this chapter, the writer says, it is going to be 37 years when the Green Movement was started, and no other movement has held the imagination of people so completely and so rapidly as this movement. The words First Green Party on the national level was started in New Zealand in 1972, and since then the movement has been growing. Now we don't take a mechanistic view of the word. We have a holistic and ecological view of it, which means that the writer doesn't consider this word to be a machine. Children, for the first time in human history, the earth itself is taken as a living organism. It is said that it has its own needs and it has its own processes. And its vital signs now show that our planet Earth is not in good health. It is a patient of declining health. And we, as good caretakers of this planet, have begun to realize our moral duties. We now realize that we have to leave this planet as our heritage to the future generations. And like responsible trustees, we have to leave it in good health. The concept of sustainable development was popularized in 1987 by the World Commission on Environment and Development. It defined the idea as the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs, which means that we should pursue development for our present needs, but we should be careful about the needs of the future generations too. Man has been considered as the most dangerous being on this planet. In a zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, there is a cage where the notice reads the words most dangerous animal. And inside the cage there is no animal but a mirror in which we see our own reflection. With continuous efforts of a number of agencies in different countries, human beings are realizing that they should not dominate Earth but respect it as a partner. Because man has done such a big harm to this planet as no other animal could. Man has destroyed forests, fisheries, grasslands, and croplands. He has made many species almost extinct. He hunts and kills more than he needs. That is why the mirror in the cage signifies man's cruelty and thoughtlessness. There are about 1.4 million living species on Earth that have been listed. And biologists think that there are about 3 million to 100 million other living species that are still unlisted, that are still unknown. The Brundtland Commission, which is one of the first international commissions, dealt with the question of environment. An Indian, Mr. L.K. Jha, was a member of this commission. The first Brundtland report raised the question that whether we want to leave behind a sick environment for our coming generations. Mr. Lester R. Brown, in his book, The Global Economic Prospect, points out that the Earth's four major biological systems, that are fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands. And these four are the foundation of the global economic system. Besides providing us food, they provide all the raw materials for industries except minerals and petroleum derived synthetics. The demand of human beings on these systems is increasing to such an unsustainable extent that the productivity of these systems is being harmed. And the excessive demand finally has resulted in collapsing and reduction of resources, which is leading to the breakdown of fisheries, disappearances of forests, deterioration of croplands, and turning of grasslands into infertile lands. And in a protein conscious and protein hungry world, you know that overfishing is becoming common. And in the poor countries, local forests are being destroyed by the people to get fuel for cooking. The ancient heritage of tropical forests is also now declining at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres per year. The growing use of dung for combustion deprives the soil of an important natural fertilizer. The World Bank estimates that a five-fold increase in the rate of forest planting is needed to meet with the expected fuel wood demand in the year 2000. James Smith, who is the president of the World Resources Institutes, has also revealed a very alarming statistic that we are losing the forests at an acre and a half a second. Article 48A of the Indian Constitution states that it is the duty of the states to make efforts to improve the environment and safeguard the forests and wildlife of the country. But unfortunately, laws are not respected in our country. Over the last 4 decades, India is losing its forests at the rate of 3.7 million acres a year, and large areas which are officially designated as forest land are also becoming treeless. Now, the another factor is the growth of population. The growth of world population is one of the strongest factors which is harming the future of human society. Mankind reached the first billion mark in more than a million years of its existence. That was the world population in the year 1800. And by the year 1900, another second billion was added. The 20th century has added another 3.7 billion. And now, every 4 days, the world population increases by 1 million. The population of India is more than the entire population of Africa and South America together. More children do not mean more workers. It merely means more people without work. But slowly and steadily, people have started understanding the concept that the entire world should be treated as an integrated rather than a collection of separate parts. And for sustainable development of the world, each and everyone has to play one's role, even the industries. Margaret Thatcher and Lester Brown suggested that earth is not our property. It passes on from one generation to another with the hope that each generation will take care of it, so as to pass it on to the next with its resources intact. The chapter concludes with the beautiful lines of Mr. Lester R. Brown that we have not inherited this earth from our forefathers, we have borrowed it from our children, which means that this earth supplies all our needs, but we don't have a free hold on it. We are not its masters. We have not inherited it from our forefathers, rather we have borrowed it from our children, and we have to give it back to them in a good form. We should take from it as much as we give back to it. To meet our needs, we should not make an overuse of natural resources. We should always keep in mind that the needs of the future generations is also important. We have to see that this earth remains livable for our children also. Children, I hope you all have understood the chapter. That's all for today. Thank you.